Beyond Van Gogh is really about blending cutting-edge projection technology along with Vincent's more traditional classical art historical subject that is his painting, Vincent's body of work. And through this blend, it literally allows the audience to set foot into his work, to be part of his paintings, to really have this other angle into his life and go through this narrative and this journey that we've crafted to this idea of going beyond the darkness of the myth, because there's a level of notoriety that he has. He's one of the most famous artists in the world, and yet he's mostly known for the darkness in his life, the ear-cutting incident mostly, the struggling poverty, the mental illness issues. And all of this, of course, is true to a certain extent, but that's not what you see when you look at his work. His work is focused on healing and the healing qualities of nature, the power of color, joy, appreciation for just the sheer sacredness of nature and something awe-inspiring. And this is really what this show focuses on. This room here is the introduction hall. It's really the first step into the experience because Van Gogh is this unique case in art history where we have so much insight into his life, his work, his heart, and his art through his letters with his brother Theo over 18 years period of time. And through these letters, you really have a sense of who he was. And again, you have a sense of the complexity of this human being that's way more than the darkness in his life and way more than the ear-cutting incident, which is arguably the lowest point in his life. And you have a sense that it's somebody that is entirely relatable, that's fighting his own demon, yes, but we can all relate to that. There's something really strong about reading his own words, and it starts this connection process. And as you go through the experience, you get to a second room that we call the portal, the Waterfall Room, which acts as something to prepare you for something a bit unconventional when you're walking into a space that projected all over you, and that's just a little bit trippy, but something unconventional in terms of exhibit also. And it takes you into that last room, the immersive room, where everything is dedicated to his life, to his work, through this evolution of going, again, from darkness to light. You have this natural evolution in his work where at the beginning he's still learning. He's in the Netherlands, it's much darker. And then he gets to Paris, discovers the brightness of the Impressionist. And then he goes to the south of France, and then it's just the explosion of color that we know and love him for. And then he gets to Auvers-sur-Oise, and then it's just pure movement and texture. And you have this journey that you can follow easily through his work that lets you know how he's evolving and honing his own style, but also the reality he's perceiving, this sort of quest that he's having for this purpose for beauty, this craving for beauty, and this purpose to share it. I think that you don't need to know anything about Van Gogh to enjoy this. This is a great introduction to art and art history for kids because they get to be free in the space, appreciate in a different style of art experience where they can run around, follow the brushstrokes, twirl, and just have something very alive in terms of experience. And that's true for everybody. Every adult is free to twirl. And if people are already very familiar with his work, then it's like me, where I had just this fantasy of being inside the paintings I know and love. And so it's truly, truly for everyone.